Hey everyone, it's FinalRound and my name is Jordan, and this video is for the elimination quarterfinals for the Olympic men's basketball. The games are set, the groups are finished, and we are finally here. I know it's just a week, but we're here. For me, it was a ton of research, ton of hours put in. I put a lot of time into this research for these videos. The games are on Tuesday morning, very early, so that's why I'm putting this out on Sunday night. So I'm gonna jump right into this first game. The first game is gonna be Greece versus Germany. A pretty good Germany team, and Greece is pretty much just Giannis. The guys around him are all right, but it's pretty much just Giannis. So my first pick, I'm going to go with Dennis Schroeder over 7.5 assists is at -135, and you'll see DraftKings stuff pop up here because Prizepicks didn't have everything when I started looking for everything, but I checked and more stuff popped up after I did research. This is at 8 even on Prizepicks. Schroeder has played the most minutes for Germany. Franz Wagner is right below him. I think they're going to get a boost in minutes. They were playing around 30 minutes a game in the group play. So I could see them playing, in the mid 30s for elimination game. Dennis Schroeder is averaging 9 assists in the Olympics. And Greece have been giving up a good amount of assists. They give up 8 assists to Dyson Daniels of Australia. He played 28 minutes. Spain's Lorenzo Brown got 10 assists in 28 minutes. And then Canada, Shea got 7 in 30 minutes. So I personally wouldn't be shocked if Schroeder didn't come off the court at all, but he's definitely going to be trying to get his teammates set up. He's been playing great. He went under this in one game. So that's Dennis Schroeder over 7.5 assists at -135. And as far as a prediction goes, I was looking at Giannis lines and they're just very high, and it's like he has to play like the perfect game. It's just it really sucks because the quarters are 10 minutes long, so you're getting 8 minutes less than an NBA game, but his lines are close to what his NBA lines would be. So it's just really tough, and I keep saying this with Giannis. If he gets in any sort of foul trouble, because it's just 5 fouls, you have to sit, and the line's dead at that point. So I'm staying away from Giannis because I know he could potentially play the entire game. If not, just really close, 35 minutes. But I'm going to go with Greece at +8.5 at -108 against Germany. Germany is good, but I think Greece with just Giannis and that mismatch can keep this close enough to where a 9-point spread is worth the almost even money bet. So if you guys could, please like the video, and if you haven't, please subscribe to the channel. If you have a little bit of extra time, could you leave a comment for the algorithm? You could just say anything and it helps. This next game is going to be Australia versus Serbia. They actually played each other in an exhibition game. I'll be referring to that for a few of these picks. So my first pick is going to be Patty Mills over 15.5 points, and I'm going to go with more overs here. A lot of unders were hitting in the group play because the minutes were spread out, but now we're in single elimination. The best players are going to be on the court the most, clearly. Patty Mills is one of the best players for Australia. He hasn't played too great in the group play, but he has taken a lot of volume. And for him to get 16 points, this is at -125. He just hasn't been shooting great with 2-point shots, but 3-point line he's shooting 41%, so he's still consistent there, and he's another guy that's going to be playing in the plus 30 minutes, taking a lot of shots. The volume's definitely going to be there for Patty Mills, and I do like that he did play in an exhibition game against Serbia, and he dropped 28 points on them in 28 minutes. And I know that's just an exhibition game, and they're just trying things out with different lineups and stuff like that. But the other teams that he faced, he did not play in an exhibition game, so now he's going back to a familiar matchup where he may have found a mismatch, clearly where he scored 28 points against them. So with the high volume, with him shooting well from 3, he shot well from 3 in that game. Looking for him to get 16 plus points in this game versus Serbia. And also, the next pick for this game is going to be Jokic over 11.5 rebounds. This is at plus money. At plus 105. Prizepicks has it at 11 even. So against the USA matchup with Jokic, he couldn't get this line. He struggled even in the exhibition. He got close, but against all the other matchups for Jokic, he was getting a ton of rebounds. So I know Puerto Rico and South Sudan aren't the greatest of teams. We got 15 versus Puerto Rico, 13 versus South Sudan. Now he plays Australia, who he had 14 rebounds against in just 28 minutes. He also got 12 rebounds in an exhibition game against Wemby and Gobert in 30 minutes. So he's going to be playing 30 plus minutes in this elimination game. But I really like this if you're on a sports book for the plus money. I think it's a good bet. And as for a prediction, so I'm going to go with Australia at plus 7 points at minus 115. When I saw this matchup, I thought Australia might even be favored. I know they struggled in that last game against Greece, but Australia was in the group of death. Like, they had a tough matchup every single game. Serbia just had US, and then they had Puerto Rico and South Sudan. South Sudan, they were pretty good, but nothing like Australia had to go through. And Australia beat them in that exhibition by 11 points. So to get a 7-point boost there for Australia with the spread, I like them at plus 7. I might even take the money line for Australia at plus 240. For them just to win this game outright. This third game is going to be Canada versus France. Canada is actually favored to win the silver medal. My pick from this game is going to be RJ Barrett over 17.5 points. DraftKings has this at minus 125. Fanduel has it at even money. I might single bet this on Fanduel. Prizepicks actually has it at 17 even, so they have it bumped down a little bit. He's another guy that should be in line for more minutes, and I took him in his last game, and he didn't shoot a high volume of shots, but he still shot 60% like he's been shooting in all of the Olympics. He scored 23 points and 24 points in the first 2 games, and then he just took 10 shots in that final game, but he still ended up scoring 16 points, so he's 1 basket away from going over this mark. And he averaged 28 minutes, and I could see him getting 30 plus minutes in an elimination game, especially if France makes this interesting and plays it close. RJ Barrett's going to play a decent amount of minutes here. So they did play in an exhibition, and he scored 21 points in 28 minutes versus France. So he is going to be familiar with the matchup and the guys that they have over there. As far as a French player goes, I was looking at Wemby. I want to take his unders, but they've dropped a little bit, except for his rebounds. Rebounds is pretty high up there. I want to take his unders on his points, but I feel like his minutes are going to be high up there, and he actually doesn't foul that much, so he doesn't get in foul trouble very often. So if he does play for most of the game, he could potentially go over, even though he hasn't been scoring well. Canada, their big men are Dwight Powell and Kelly Olynyk. So I wanted to take Rudy Gobert points, but his minutes have just been very low, just awful. I don't know why he's not playing that much, or if they've been saving him for this. It's just something we have to keep an eye on. But for the big man matchup versus Dwight Powell and Kelly Olynyk, Rudy Gobert and Wemby definitely have the advantage there to be able to score points. And as far as a prediction goes, I think Canada wins this one by more than 8 points. France hasn't played too great in this Olympics. The spread's at minus 7.5 at minus 115, so I'm going to take Canada at the spread. And before I get into this last game, I want to shout out my partners, Underdog Fantasy, Sleeper, ParlayPlay, and ChalkBoard. Use promo code FinalRound11 on any of these. They'll match your first deposit up to $100. There's links in the description. I'll take you straight there at the promo code, and thank you to anyone who uses those. The game that everyone's going to be watching, USA versus Brazil. So my first pick from this is going to be Bruno Caboclo, under 22.5 PRA. This is at plus 100. So Bruno, whenever I was doing research on all these teams and I was looking at exhibition games, I was looking at the World Cup and all that, Bruno was Brazil's best player. And I took him under against France in the very first game, and he got in foul trouble. He didn't play that much. He actually got 0 points, rebounds, and assists in 11 minutes versus France in foul trouble. against Wimby and Gobert, and he just struggled. Then he played against Germany, and he got in foul trouble again. I believe this is the one he fouled out, and he had 12 PRA in 13 minutes against Germany, and that was it for him. And then he went up against Japan, and Japan didn't have Rui Hachimura. He had already left due to injury, and he goes out and he scores 33 points and gets 17 rebounds, and I wasn't surprised because that's what I saw he was doing against all those other teams. So now he's got a matchup against the USA, against Joel Embiid and Anthony Davis and Bam Adebayo and, LeBron James, attacking the rim. And I can see him getting in foul trouble quickly again, and this being a tough matchup for him again and going under again. I don't see him outskilling any of these guys, so I like him under 22.5 points, rebounds, and assists, especially at plus 100. I'm going to be single betting this for even money. And then my final prop, I'm going to go with Bam Adebayo over 4.5 rebounds at minus 110. So he went under versus Serbia, and then he got 5 rebounds and 7 rebounds against Puerto Rico and South Sudan. Since the point differential doesn't matter here, I feel like this is going to be a blowout clearly. And then near the end of the game, guys like LeBron are going to rest. Steph Curry, Joel Embiid. The bigger names, the kind of older guys are going to rest, and I think Bam Adebayo is going to be that center that's still going to be on the court, and he's going to get more run. As far as points goes, I was looking at everyone, and honestly, it's going to be spread out all over the place. I don't know if they're going to rest everyone. That's just the common sense. That LeBron will rest, Kevin Durant will rest, Joel Embiid, all those guys will rest when it's a blowout because the point differential doesn't matter anymore. So you'll see guys who haven't played much, like Tyrese Halliburton on the floor, and Jason Tatum and Derek White and Drew Holiday, all those guys on the floor that didn't get as much playing time as they should have. It's going to be really split up with the points. Took a look at all the games, and it's just really difficult. I know a lot of people are on Anthony Edwards, and I don't hate it because he could be the young guy that they just leave in the fourth quarter to go and just get some shots up. And with Bam Adebayo, I think he's going to be the guy because, Embiid and Anthony Davis are injury prone. So I like Bam for 4.5 rebounds. And until the U.S. gets a really tough matchup, I won't be looking at any points props unless I take some unders. I didn't make a video for the last USA game because I knew it was going to be a blowout, and they didn't really need to play the guys as much. So I personally took some unders on guys like Kevin Durant, and that hit for me. It's just you can't take an under on someone like Kevin Durant or LeBron James because they could get this in the first half, their points. So it's just really tough. Guys like Steph Curry haven't been shooting well, but he could go off. So it's just difficult with that. So I'm sticking with these 6 props. And as a prediction, Brazil, they stayed close with Germany and France. They lost by 13 and 12, and then they beat Japan by 18. So the spread right here is at plus 27 at minus 110. I'll go with Brazil at plus 27. I think Germany's definitely going to put up a fight for silver, and they lost by 13 there. So yeah, I'll stick with Brazil at plus 27. And a quick note, someone in my Discord had mentioned they were taking the Underdog's first quarter spread. And I tried it out on the last day, and both of them hit. So if you want to check that out, take the first quarter spread for the Underdog because it is pretty wide for just one quarter. It was hitting for them, and it definitely hit for me. So, and I was getting some plus money, like even money odds on some of them. So keep an eye out for that. And I have a Discord link is in the description. There'll be conversation going on about baseball there, women's Olympics, all the other Olympics. It's free. You can hop on in there. And as far as a recap goes of my last video, I did take Japan money line, but after I heard about Rui Hachimura, I put in the pinned comment that he was out. I hope no one took the Japan money line after that. But I did have Josh Hawkinson over 8.5 rebounds, and he went over for Japan. I did have Rui Hachimura over points, but he did not play. Next, Jock Landell over 13.5 points. He went over that. My prediction was Australia at 5.5 spread, and Greece ended up beating them. So that missed, but the prop hit, so that was 2-0 on the props. And then I had RJ Barrett over points, 18.5 points. He did not hit that. And I had Lorenzo Brown under 21.5 PRA. He went under. And then I had Santi Aldama over 26.5 PRA, and he did not go over. So it's 3-2. And then Spain plus 10 versus Canada. I don't remember the ending of that game. Yeah. And then Germany, I had Daniel Tice under 16.5 points plus rebounds. That hit. And I had Victor Wembanyama under 20.5 points. So that hit. So the props went 5 and 7. And then for the spread, Germany's spread was -3, -110. I said you can move it to -4.5 if you want +114. And I believe that both of those hit. So that was a pretty good day. Took a bunch of unders, and I'm not sure how the unders are going to do now with single elimination, and once we get a better feel for how the lineups are going to be with these teams playing in single elimination. But we're just going to take our best guess with who's going to be getting the minutes boost. So I'm going to get this edited and get it out to you. God bless you all. It's Final Round. My name is Jordan. I will catch you on the next one. Bye.